Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. A lot of people have actually started making fun of me or actually saying amazing when they message me back, so I like it. I like it. Anyways, thank you so much for your support, for your energy on my channel. And of course, if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon link. The link is in the description below. And you can support me by giving me $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you prefer. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about something really interesting, something that actually a viewer brought up, and I'm going to read the question itself, or the comment itself. It's Warya King, W-A-R-Y-A King, and this is a part of what he said. What it has done to me is that if I can't escape people time to time, I start losing myself. I start to get frustrated at people around me. I see their flaws and constantly feel attacked, or that I might be attacked. I'm more protective, and people around me get frustrated at me instead because I'm not like them or responding the way I used to respond. I'm 27 now. Okay. Now, such a brilliant observation that I wanted to share this with you guys, because this is something that is part of what I'm always telling you guys is communicate. Is because people get frustrated around us all the time because they have no idea what's going on with us. Now, as I've told you before, all the people that surround me right now, especially the extroverted people, are extroverted. One of them actually told me yesterday that she's 99% extroverted, guys. 99%. I literally had a heart palpitation when I heard that. But I know that about her. She's absolutely freaking extroverted. She gains her energy by being around other people. Actually, and another good friend of mine is I think 83% extroverted. That's still a really high percentage of extrovertedness, right? I actually don't know what my percentage is of introversion, but I can imagine it's pretty high up there. Also, although I can behave as an ambivert, mostly I spend a lot of time as an introvert, right? And so I think I noticed this in myself as well, Warrior King, and I'm glad that you brought this up because it's a good observation to share with everyone. The fact that we lose ourselves, we start losing parts and bits and tiny little pieces of ourselves as we spend more time around people. Recently, I went on a retreat, like just a day and a half of a retreat when I hung out with other people who were doing amazing things in the world, and we had a conversation, we shared our intentions, and we meditated together, things like that. And I noticed that there were a lot of extroverts among them. I think there was one other introvert, two other maybe. Anyways, there were 7 or 8 of us, eight of us, and there were maybe 2 introverts in there, me included. I believe me included, or 3 max, right? And all the other ones, one of them was a 99% extroverted person. She's the one who organized this, and she is amazing. She's absolutely an extrovert, though. So much energy. She can go from like 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight and be surrounded by people every single moment of that time and be completely fine. And the good thing is that we're really good friends. She's one of my good friends here, and I'm so grateful that she knows that I'm not like that, and she allows me to be my introverted self. So when she notices that I'm kind of switching off, and this is what happens to me, I'll spend a lot of time with people, and I did that in the retreat as well. I spent a lot of time with them. We were together a lot of time. And eventually, by the time I think 7 p.m. started rolling around, I was just done. I was done. I was literally feeling myself, I was exhausted. I could feel myself disappearing. I felt like I was dissipating little by little. I was becoming fog, mist. I wasn't physically alive anymore. I wasn't physically strong anymore. I wasn't physically solid anymore. I could feel myself disappearing, basically, was happening. And so obviously I know I closed my eyes for a bit, I laid down, people around me were chatting, and it was still not enough. I had to get out of the vicinity of the people and go into my room. Now, even though the room was right there as well, and I could hear them talking, just being in that room, being able to close the room off, close the door, even though I could hear them talking, obviously that was not that ideal. That's okay. I was in the room, I closed the door off. Instantaneously, I felt myself becoming solid again. I felt myself coming back to life again, right? I felt myself being myself again, right? So it doesn't mean that these people were asking me to be someone that I'm not. Absolutely not. They were really open to the idea of me being whoever I wanted to be, right? So that was not their problem. It was my problem. It was the fact that as we spend too much time around people, if we don't get the opportunity to go home, go into our cave, or go away from people, every person, not even like, I don't think I could even have cats around me, maybe cats, but I couldn't have dogs around me because dogs are so needy and they need a lot of attention. And I need to be by myself, not surrounded by people, not surrounded by anything that needs my attention. And then in order to recuperate myself, right, to regain all the parts of myself that I've lost. And I think this has something to do, a lot to do actually, with us being empaths. And we do give parts of ourselves away as through the day as we're around people, right? Now, we're not doing this because we're trying to protect someone or save someone from suicide or things like that. Sometimes, yes. But mostly, we're just listening to people. We're giving them our energy. We're asking them to heal unconsciously. Or we're just there for people, right? And we give bits of ourselves to people. We are actually literally taking pieces of ourselves and giving it away to people, right? In order so that they can refill themselves. But obviously what happens to us is that we deplete ourselves, but also we lose ourselves. And literally that's how it goes. You probably watched a video that's been going around about introverts or empaths actually, where you notice that, you know, this person is like, this person is all black in their hands, and they touch, an empath touches them, and the black from the person gets transferred over to the empath, and the person's happy again and walks off. And that's exactly what happens to an empath, right? And that's exactly what happens to an INFJ. That's exactly a lot of times what happens to an introvert as well, is that we give parts of ourselves away so we can refill other people. And then we deplete ourselves, lose ourselves, don't know who we are anymore, feel ourselves becoming less and less solid, feel ourselves dissipating, disappearing. And then again, we start getting frustrated. Yeah, so I know when this is happening, when I start getting angry at the people around me. I started getting frustrated mostly, but a lot of anger. I'm like, I just started getting angry with the people around me. I'm like, why are you here? Why are you around me? Why can't I just get away from this? Why can't I just be by myself, right? And so as I was lying there at 8 p.m., maybe it was even 9 p.m., I literally started feeling angry at these people. And these people are nice. I mean, they're nice and kind and generous and beautiful. And this has nothing to do with them. It has to do with me. The fact that I was feeling depleted and tired and my energy levels were low. It had been a long day. I got up at 5 that day in order to do my work and my yoga and my meditation, my routine before I went off to this place. It was an hour away, an hour and a half away from Chiang Mai. So we have to ride a motorbike there. I had to carry, it was a long day already, right? There's a lot of stuff that happened that day already. I was exhausted and I started getting angry and frustrated with the people around me, right? So that's how I know instantaneously when I'm getting to that point where I'm just overwhelmed and I have to step back and really pull myself away from people. And it's really hard because they were having fun and they were chilling out with each other, and I started feeling bad. I'm like, can I leave? I'm the only one who's leaving. Everyone else was still fine. They were chatting. They were having fun. And I was just like, I don't think I could do this anymore. I have to leave. And so I got up and I was like, all right, it's fine. It doesn't matter. If no one else is leaving, it's fine. I can leave. I'm an introvert. It's okay. And so my friend who's a 99% extrovert, she's like, so you're done? You're sleepy? And I'm like, yeah, I'm so tired. And she's like, all right, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's what I love about her. She knows me and she's totally fine with me because she knows how little energy I have for interactions. And she is amazing about that. I'm so grateful that I have people like that in my life. And a lot of extroverts in my life. Every extrovert actually knows that about me, which I really appreciate because I can literally be like, all right, I'm done. And they'll be like, all right, cool. See you next time around. Whenever that might be. All right. So yeah, I left and I went to my room. As I said, instantaneously, as soon as I closed the door, I felt myself again. I felt myself becoming solid again. I could feel like instantaneously that anger and frustration just melting away instantaneously, right? Now, of course, a lot of times it doesn't happen instantaneously. It takes a little bit of time for you to just sit and stare off into space or do your thing before you kind of start regaining yourself. And I think I did it at the right time. I didn't let it go too far because that's what we do, I think, as INFJs, is that yes, we don't want to be those people who leave early. We don't want to be those people who run away. We don't want to be those people who miss out, maybe. So we stay longer than we're supposed to, longer than our bodies and minds and psyches can handle, and then we deplete ourselves more than we're supposed to. And so it takes longer for us to recuperate ourselves. And I know because I've done this so many times and I have so many social events, so I know I have to really be careful and cognizant and really watch myself. As soon as I notice myself depleted, I have to leave right away. And I do. And I absolutely do every single time, because I'm just like, I can't afford to not do that. Otherwise, I'll need tomorrow to recuperate. And then I have work to do tomorrow. I have my stuff to do. I can't waste any time trying to recuperate myself, right? Even though it still takes some time. Sometimes I still need a couple of days to recuperate, and I still need a couple of days where I'm like, no people today. And people will message me saying, oh, we have an event today. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I just had an event on Monday. I cannot do another one on Wednesday. I need a couple of days. I'm sorry, kind of thing, right? So it doesn't mean that I'm perfect at it either, yeah? But I really, as I said, I really love this comment by Varya King that, we have this frustration, then the other person gets frustrated. Of course, as I said, communication is a big part of it. Tell people what's going on with you, right? Tell them that you're tired. Tell them you're depleted. Tell them you had a really long day. And that's what if people don't know me really well, of course, all the people in my life right now know exactly who I am, where I'm coming from, what I need. So they don't get upset when I leave, right? But if they're new to you, or if they don't know about you, explain to them what's going on. Most people will not be upset by the fact that you're tired or that you are depleted and you need to go home. Explain to them you're an introvert. Explain to them you're an empath and you had a long day and you need to go home and recharge yourself. People will understand. You just need to tell them so that you don't get frustrated because you are staying longer than intended or necessary. And they don't get frustrated because they don't understand why you're leaving in the middle of the event. And so those people in the retreat, they were up till 2 a.m. All right? I left around 9 p.m., I think. 8, 9, I'm not sure. But I did not stay till 2 a.m. People did. And obviously, extroverted people did. And they woke up the next morning and they were completely fine, So that's the difference between an extrovert and an introvert. And people are like, oh, you seem like an extrovert. And I just look at them, I'm like, I wish I was one. It would be useful. But I'm not, okay? So I'm not. If people say I'm an ENFJ maybe, I'm like, no. I am not an ENFJ. There's no way in hell I'm an extrovert. There's not even a smidgen of reality that would say that I'm an extrovert, okay? So that's just so funny to me. Anyways, this video is so freaking long already. But I hope this made sense to you guys. I hope you were able to gain some insight from this. Thank you, Varya King, for sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon link. The link is in the description below. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.